Pesach Seder is one of the highlights of the Jewish calendar. Families gather together, they rejoice, they eat good food, they share memories, they read the Haggadah, they tell tales. It's really a very, very festive time. But there's one character who doesn't seem that happy, and that is the Ben Rasha, the evil son of the Haggadah. He really has got this strange attitude. His question to the family is, Ma ha'avodah zot lachem? What is this service for all of you people? It's got nothing to do with me. And we give him a very, very strong answer. The Haggadah says we blunt his teeth and we say to him, well, because you have removed yourself from the community, if you had been there at the time that we left Egypt, at the Exodus, you would not be redeemed. That seems to be a little bit harsh to deal with somebody like that. The Slonim Rebbe, one of the great Hasidic leaders of the previous generation, gave a fantastic and completely novel interpretation for this discussion. And he said as follows: the evil son is a person who has tried to be good, but he keeps on falling. He falls in with the wrong crowd, and he goes back to his bad habits. And he reaches a point of despair, of no hope. And therefore at the Seder table, he turns to his family and he says, Ma ha'avodah zot lachem? What is this duty? What is the service for you guys? It's for you. It's no longer for me, because I've reached the point of no return. I'm not going to be allowed back in. God doesn't want to have anything to do with me, and therefore it's your duty, it's your service, and it's not my service. And we say to him, you know what? If you had been there, you wouldn't have been redeemed from Egypt. Now that, in fact, says the Slonim Rebbe, is a way of lifting up his spirits, not putting him down. Why? What are we saying to him? We're saying as follows: listen, my son, think back to how it was in Egypt. The Jewish people weren't great righteous people. In fact, in many ways, they were no better than the Egyptians. They had also been living an idolatrous lifestyle for many, many years. They had sunk, according to our sages, to the 49th level of impurity. And if they had gone any further, they would have just completely assimilated and disappeared. But you know what? They didn't despair of redemption. They didn't give up hope, even though they had had so many backslidings. They knew that there was still a slim chance, a possibility that they would be redeemed. And you know what? At the last minute, they were redeemed. And therefore, my son, don't ever give up. Don't give in to despair. Don't think that just because you've fallen so many times, you'll never get up again. Because if you have that type of an attitude, then you would not have been redeemed from Egypt. And therefore, you should not have that attitude. So if anything, this isn't a put down, this is a pickup. And we have people like this at our Seder table, people who have moved away from Judaism, who have nothing to do with the community. Don't give up on them. They're there. They're at the Seder table. Lift them up and say to them, never give in to despair. You have a place amongst the Jewish people. I wish you all a Chag Kasher v'Sameach, a joyous and kosher Pesach.